Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. House of Representatives approves emergency rule in the Northeast by another 6 months. The Senate, undecided, votes on extension of emergency rule next Tuesday. The United Nations condemns abduction of Chibok girls, pledges to support rehabilitation of the students after release. And a Sudanese woman is sentenced to death by hanging for choosing to marry a Christian. Well, all our top stories can be found on our website, ChannelsTV.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. And please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. The United Nations has promised to provide the necessary support for the federal government to secure the release of over 200 schoolgirls kidnapped in Chibok in Borno State by the Boko Haram sect. Addressing journalists in Abuja today, the Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General for West Africa, Mr. Said Djinnit, emphasized the UN's solidarity with the abducted schoolgirls, their families, and Nigeria. He also called on ECOWAS member states to work with Nigeria to end terrorism.
The United Nations solidarity with the abducted schoolgirls and their families, the people and government of Nigeria. The United Nations is committed to do its utmost within its capacity to assist the authorities of Nigeria in their efforts towards the release of the schoolgirls. As part of its assistance, the United Nations, through the United Nations country team in Abuja, has initiated the preparation of an integrated support package that includes immediate support to the affected families, the population, and the girls after their release, in particular with psychosocial counseling and facilitation of their integration in families and communities. On the security situation, I expressed the United Nations' deep concern at the lingering insecurity in the northeast part of Nigeria. I expressed the support of the United Nations to the ongoing efforts of Nigeria to restore security in the affected areas, while stressing the importance of due respect for human rights.
Meanwhile, protesters calling for the rescue of students abducted by members of the Boko Haram sect are planning to take their campaign to embassies of countries that share boundaries with Nigeria. This was part of the resolutions reached by the protesters at the meeting today in Abuja. They also resolved to visit Chibok in solidarity with the parents of the abducted girls.
After the vigil they had on Wednesday night, campaigners for the rescue of abducted schoolgirls in Chibok, Borno State, gathered in their efforts to ensure the return of the girls. While Nigerians and members of the international community have continued to seek the protection of the nation's borders, the protesters are hopeful that their visit to the embassies of Niger, Chad and Cameroon would achieve this result.
It's very clear that the insurgency gained some its momentum from the safe haven that the insurgents seem to enjoy across the border in some of these countries. And we want to go there and make our voices heard and to put some pressure on these countries and make sure that they sit up and do their job and discharge their obligation to us Nigerians as their neighbors.
Besides the planned visit to embassies sharing borders with Nigeria, they plan to mobilize more Nigerians to take their protest to the presidency. This, according to them, is a follow-up to the previous visit to relevant authorities.
We have severally assessed the state. We have gone to the governor to deliver a message to the president. We have gone to the National Assembly. So this is, in my opinion, going to the person in charge to ask what is going on.
Another resolve of these Nigerians is that security operatives be well motivated for the task of ridding the nation of terrorists and criminal-minded people.
Monies are allocated for soldiers who are fighting, and somebody takes that money and pockets it. The only solution is that guy is murdering the army. It is destroying the nation. It is throwing us to the dust.
Many Nigerians are hopeful that this campaign, as well as visits to relevant authorities, will go a long way in curbing insecurity in the country.
The police authorities have refuted insinuations that the Inspector General of Police is proceeding on terminal leave. Force Public Relations Officer Mr. Frank Umba, in a statement this evening, affirmed that the Police High Command is not in receipt of any official communication informing the Inspector General about this development. He said Mr. Mohammed Abubakar was not only in the office today, but also performed all his official duties as the Inspector General of Police. The current IG is the 16th Indigenous Inspector General of Police. The Anambra state government has flagged off 2 link roads leading to major farmlands in Ayamelum and Uyi local government areas. The governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, says the newly constructed road will boast of ultra-modern facilities. Here's the rest of the story.
Living in the midst of plenty is one thing, and having access to it may be a rather different story to tell. The Anambra state government is set to break this jinx to the delight of the people as it flags off 2 link roads to the major farmlands in Ayamelum and Oyo local government areas.
I do that in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. A 50-kilometer road that will go from Aguleri to the oil area to the oil petrol at the border. It will pass 7 communities and 3 bridges.
With the governor giving the hint that all projects under his tenure will be completed in style and in good time, there's people reckoning that it's a new dawn. It may not be out of order to ask for more.
Your Excellency, our water problem is becoming highly cancerous. We want Your Excellency to kindly help us in the rebuilding of our dilapidated and collapsed primary school blocks located all over Ayamelum. This is to ensure conducive basic education environment for our primary school children.
As the governor moved to flag off another completed project in Inteji, in Oyi local government area, it was indeed a highly inspired moment for the people of Anambra State as they come out to build a performing governor.
When the News at 10 returns, a federal court of appeal in Benin City says former Delta State governor serving jail term in the UK will still face corruption charges upon his return. Do join us again.